Alright guys, welcome to my weekly meal prep video. This will be a new series on my family. The goal in the new year is to eat better, to get the kids eating better, and to feel better. So each week I'm going to bring you a grocery haul video along with a meal prep video. That meal prep video will include probably around 2 breakfast ideas that we can go ahead and make for the week, along with 2 to 3 dinner options. Since dinner is the hardest part in our family to get meals together sometimes because we're super busy, well, no more. We are going to dedicate time in 2019. So this will be a weekly series that you can catch here on my channel. I'll give you different tips. I'll let you know how the recipes went so that you can try them for your family. So this week I have some great options for breakfast ideas and some dinner ideas. I prepped quite a bit. I'm super excited. We are building a food inventory, so there will be no more worries about what is for dinner. So now it's time to see everything that I prepped this week. The first recipe is for some oatmeal breakfast muffins. You want to go ahead and preheat your oven for 350 degrees. Now you want to go ahead and get some muffin tins and line them with some muffin liners. Very important to use the muffin liners. It makes them easy to eat. Go ahead and grab 2 eggs and crack those eggs in a large bowl. Next, you'll want to go ahead and add in 1/4 cup of oil. The oil that I'm using is grapeseed oil, or you could also use canola oil if you prefer. All right, and in that same bowl, you're going to want to add, now I am using coconut sugar, so I'm using 1 cup of packed coconut sugar, or you can add in 1 cup of packed brown sugar. That is what you'll see in the recipe in the description box. Go ahead and whisk all of your ingredients together. You want to make sure that the sugar is dissolved good and that everything is mixed well together. Next, into your bowl, add 1/2 cup of applesauce. And then you want to go ahead and add in some milk. It's 1.5 cups of milk. You can use whatever milk that you want to go ahead and use. I'm going to go ahead and use some vanilla almond milk in my recipe. Add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I am using pure vanilla extract. Next, you want to go ahead and add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, I couldn't find that measuring spoon, so I had to compromise with my recipe because it's MIA in my drawer. And then this is the best part, the ground cinnamon. Add in 1 full tablespoon. Let me tell you, that cinnamon smells amazing. Go ahead and whisk all of the ingredients together. It's going to give you more of a watery consistency rather than a thick consistency, but just go ahead and whisk all of your ingredients around for just about a minute or so to get everything off the edges and get it mixed within the bowl. Go ahead and add in 3 cups of old-fashioned oatmeal. So I've got 2 cups here that I've added to my mixture, and I'm going to go ahead and add in another cup of the oatmeal for a total of 3 cups. Go ahead and add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'm going to add 1 here to the top of my mixture, and then I'm also going to go ahead and add 1 more for 2 total. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my mixture and just mix everything as best as I can. Make sure the oats are all mixed in the liquid portion of the mixture. It's going to seem a little bit, it's not super watery, but there is a little wateriness to it, and that is okay. That is what I found out at the end makes the muffins super moist, yummy, and delicious. So mix it around really, really good, and you can smell the cinnamon. It smells so good, that cinnamon. Then you're going to go ahead and take your little extra ingredients that you want to go ahead and add in for flavor. So I'm using the chocolate chips, minis, and then some blueberries to top them with. So I've got my cupcake tins already lined, ready to go. I'm going to take about 1/4 of a cup of the mixture and add it into my cupcake tins. Best thing, at first I was doing one at a time where I would fill it and then I would add my little topping. When you're adding the topping, just kind of push it down, pack it down a little bit into your muffin. But the easiest way to do this is just, fill all of the oatmeal substance in the cupcake tins, and then at the end just go ahead and add in your little extras that you want to add on top. You can add cranberries, raspberries, any kind of nuts that you want to add in, and then I'm going to go ahead and make some plain as well. All right, I was able to go ahead and fill in 17 of the cupcakes, so it's going to make 17, which is awesome. Go ahead, put them in the oven, which was preheated at 350 degrees. You're going to want to go ahead and let these bake for around 30 minutes. All right, and here they are baking. They look and smell amazing. The house is going to smell so very good. And here they are done and ready. Let them cool for at least 5 minutes before you take them out of the muffin holder. My muffins are done -1 because me and my husband had to test this out, and oh my God, these are yummy. So we actually, of course, we tested one with chocolate chips. Let me give you a clue. These are so moist, and I made some that were just plain. Very important to use the muffin liners. I think sometimes, even though when you spray and use the muffin tins, it always makes me worry because still sometimes it sticks. So I highly recommend the muffin tins. Now, the batter, when I had it, it was kind of watery, if you noticed in the video, and I was kind of concerned because I thought, man, should it be a little bit more thicker? Should I drain some of that water? Do not drain it. Keep it in there because that is what made these suckers so moist and yummy. They are delicious. So I've completely let them cool. I'm gonna go ahead and place them in freezer bags, and then whenever you wanna take them out, you can just open the freezer bag, take out 1 or 2, or take out a whole bag. I'm gonna actually divide these into 3 bags, so 6, 6, and 6, and I'm gonna keep them, the kids will go with the chocolate chip ones. They have not eaten them yet, but our goal is to get them to eat more of the foods that we eat. I don't know if you guys have this struggle, but sometimes at dinner time, I feel like me and my husband are eating something and then the kids are eating something different. No more. When I grew up, whatever mama made, that's what we ate. So that is gonna be the new rule in 2019 in this house. So I'm gonna go ahead and bag these up. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and prep for our smoothies. So what I have some little sandwich bags here for that I'll put each of our individual smoothies in. I rinsed off some spinach, so I put spinach in mine and my husband's smoothies. We have mango chunks, pineapple chunks, and then we have an organic blend that I use for the kids. I also have some blueberries in the fridge that need to be frozen, so I'm gonna add those into our smoothies. All right, so here are all the smoothie bags that we prepped. These are for myself and my husband. I made 4 for each. Again, we kind of put the pineapple, mango, a little bit of the mixed berries, spinach. We will use almond milk, and then we'll also put in like chia seeds or flax seeds in our smoothies. Now for the kiddos, I do about like a half a cup of fruit. So there's actually more in ours because we have, a bigger serving. So they just have the mixed berries. I'm hoping to incorporate some greenery soon, but we're getting them accustomed to almond milk, so it's baby steps for right now. Then what I do is I just fill them in these freezer bags. Always with your bags, make sure that you're getting out all unnecessary air in there and pushing them down. Same thing when you put them in these freezer bags. So mom and dad, the date, and then kids the date. So again, this is a meal prep for just a week. So we do not do smoothies every day, but this will definitely cover us for the week. All right, and next I'm gonna go ahead and meal prep some waffles. So I'm using this Krusty's buttermilk pancake mix, which I'm sure it will be fine. These, you just add water and mix. So you can see how simple it is. I think in the future, I'm gonna try and do homemade ones that might be a little bit more healthier. But since we have quite a bit in this package to finish, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off. Being that it is a week's meal prep, 6 to 7 should be fine, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do 12 to 14 because it doesn't mean that we have to eat them all in the same week, but we'll have them. And then, yes, this is the current situation. This is my waffle press, so it's only a 2 waffle press, but because I'm only doing weekly meal plan, I think this should work fine. If I find that I need to invest in something bigger, I definitely can in the future, but for now, I'm just gonna stick with what I have. All right, so it made 8 waffles and I had to make a double batch. My husband always says, oh, the batter's too thick, the batter's too thick. Let me tell you, I love thicker batter. They taste so good. When it's too thin, nah, thicker batter rules. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some wax paper. So these have completely cooled down. Just make sure they're not steaming hot. And then I just use some wax paper. They should be fine if you don't have wax paper, no worries, as long as they are totally cooled down. But if you're like me, I just go ahead and let me move that over here. And I just place 2. And then what I do is I do kind of like a fold and I'll put 2 more on top. Let me move over so you guys can see. And then a fold. And I just put this in the bag. These are huge waffles. So 8 is plenty for a week because they will definitely fill you up. All right, and anything that you're freezing, be sure to let out any of that extra air in your freezer bags, date them. I'm only prepping for a week, so we may not even eat all of these in a week depending on how our breakfasts go. The kids, again, are still on vacation, so it's kind of like there's no schedule, no plan. But if you're meal prepping a ton, you want to eat them within a month. I would say 3 to 4 weeks. So don't go crazy and make bags and bags and bags. Make enough, and it's super easy. This takes like 5 minutes to go ahead and make these. So, and it's going to save you a lot of money because think about Eggo waffles, how much they are. Big money saver. All right, the first dinner we're going to do is super easy. So what you need is about 4 to 6 chicken breasts. These are larger size ones from Costco. So I actually have 8 here, but I'm just gonna use 6. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do 3 and 3 because typically the kids will not eat a whole piece of chicken on their own. So that's gonna give us 2 meals versus just the 1 meal. And I'm not one to like to cook a lot of chicken at once and have it sit in the fridge. It tends to dry out. So I'd rather just prepare it and have it fresh and not have any leftovers. That makes me happy. You just need some Italian dressing and then any barbecue sauce of your choice. I'm going economically here with the 98-cent Great Value honey. I do like Sweet Baby Ray's, but any barbecue sauce will do. Don't forget to write out your bags before you start loading them up with anything. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3 chicken breasts in one bag, 3 chicken breasts in the other. I'm gonna go ahead and add a cup of the Italian dressing. That will probably be about half of this bottle. And then I'm gonna add in, the recipe calls for 16 ounces of barbecue sauce. So this is 18 ounces. I love me some barbecue sauce, so I'll probably just slam all of that in the bags. right, so there you have it. Now, what I did, the chicken breasts weren't as big as I thought they were, so I ended up doing 4 and 4, and I have more chicken in the freezer for our other recipe this week, so no worries. I wanted to make sure that we had enough so that the kids are full and not snacking in the pantry, because that is another thing this mama is done with in 2019. I forgot to write the directions, but I like to use a sticker too, so I just grabbed these shipping labels at Dollar Tree. There's 20 in a pack. I actually used one for both of these. I just folded it in half and was able to use one for each bag, just putting the recipe in case I am not home. My husband can go ahead, handle this, take care of it. If he doesn't want to cook it in the oven, which these are oven directions, he can just throw it in the crock pot and no worries at all. So actually this was nice because I got 2 meals instead of 1. All right, the next meal for the meal prep is gonna be slow cooker teriyaki pork chops. So I got the thicker cut pork chops. I've got 4 of them here. So this is gonna make for 1 meal. These are big pork chops. So again, we'll probably have like 1 left over for the kids. Another thing in the new year for me and my husband is portion control. I'm really good at that. However, my husband likes to, you know, go a little bit overboard. So we're gonna watch that in the new year. I just put the instructions on this. This is gonna be a crock pot recipe. So this is gonna be, if it's frozen, you wanna cook it on low 6 to 8 hours. If it is thawed, it's gonna cook on low for 3 to 4 hours. This is a super easy recipe. Get 4 thicker cut pork chops. You just need a quarter of a cup of soy sauce and then a half a cup of teriyaki sauce. You're just gonna slam this all in a bag and you're good to go. Okie doke, all done. This is gonna be so good. I know some people even add like pineapple chunks into the crock pot when they're cooking it. You can do that. I've tried it. My kids will not eat these. So it looks kind of like with all of the sauce that it's pretty intense. But once you cook it and everything, you know, this is a kid-friendly recipe. My kids have to have these with mashed potatoes. We serve these with just like, since I have baked potatoes, those are gonna be, we're gonna be utilizing those, and like green beans. So a nice cheap meal too. All right, and my last meal prep meal is gonna be some meatloaf, and we are making 3 meatloafs. So this is more than a week's, we're not gonna eat 3 meatloafs in a week. But since I had the meat and since I had the ingredients, it's so much easier to go ahead and bulk it out. So you'll be seeing a meatloaf here and there in our meal plan. And I've seen that online, people who have like freeze meatloaf, that it's good for up to 6 months. I am gonna go by a use by on meatloaf within 2 months. So yeah, I'm really kooky about meat. As you can see, I have to use a fork to take it out of the bag, and I'm just very particular with meat. So that is gonna be my plan. I'm gonna use 2 eggs. Typically I would use 3, but I think I'll be okay with 2. We'll see in the recipe if I need to add another one with the consistency. I'm gonna use this 3-pack of meatloaf tins from a Dollar Tree. When they have these, guys, buy them, especially if you're meal prepping. Big money saver. Do not go to like your regular grocery stores. Instead of paying $1, you're gonna end up paying like $3. So good to know there. Italian seasonings, a little bit of salt and pepper. I've got some leftover barbecue sauce for my Italian barbecue chicken recipe, and then I've got it back up. Now actually my favorite, okay, I wanna know in the comments, what is your favorite barbecue sauce? I grew up on Open Pit. That is my favorite. My family hates it. I'm the only one in this household that likes Open Pit. But what is your favorite barbecue sauce? And then I found these containers of breadcrumbs. I have Italian style, and then I have some panko. I am using them up before I use the new breadcrumb that I just bought in this week's grocery haul. So I'm gonna get to mixing. All right, so here's the fun. I've added the meat into a bowl. I probably would have done like 2 batches just to make it a little bit easier and not have so many ingredients in at once. Note to self next time. But I'm gonna go ahead and crack some eggs. We've got those added. That was a close one. All right, guys, and I eye all the rest of the ingredients, so I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to all the recipes that I used and the websites that I got them from, and then I am also gonna include a freezer prep meatloaf recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna actually finish the panko first, and oh my gosh, I have plenty for this recipe, so I'm just gonna use those. I wing it, I eye it, I add a little, mix a little. I am gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna mix it up yet. I'm gonna add some pepper and just a little bit of salt. And I've got to open up my Italian seasonings. Of course, it's not open. All right, Italian seasoning. That should be good. So definitely add in any of your veggies. I've got my barbecue sauce from the previous recipe. I'm gonna see if this will be enough, or I'm gonna go ahead and add some of the other barbecue. I think I'm gonna need to add some more. A lot of people use ketchup. We use barbecue sauce. And sometimes if I have a can of tomato sauce, I will add that in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this big old group here of all this meat. Eventually I will mix the meat with my hands. I am not a meat person. Anybody else out there? I'm sure there are. And I'm gonna be doing some like meatless recipes too, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I did mix it, and yes, we are gonna need a little bit more barbecue sauce, so I'm just gonna use, this is actually an Aldi. It's kind of like a Sweet Baby Ray's knockoff. It's good. This is a hickory brown sugar. Just gonna add a little bit more, mix this up, and with your foil pans, do not grease them. Ungreased foil pans, I'm gonna start loading these up. So 3 meatloaves are prepped. I'm gonna foil them, although you guys told me this Dollar Tree foil is no good, so I'm not gonna use this for my meals. I am gonna use more of a heavy duty one. I think this is from Walgreens, nice. So what I do is I typically just take the tin. I always waste way too much than I need to, and I just wrap it over. I like to make sure that it is completely covered, and then I just slam it in a freezer bag. So we've got meatloaf, the date, 350 degrees, an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to pair it in here. Now I think I can fit 2 in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another one. It up, stick it in here. We've got 2, yep, I think 2 are gonna fit. Let out that air, and bam, we've got 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover up the last one. All right, guys, this is my meal prep for the week. We definitely made more than we need, but I'm telling you, I'm tired, but I feel accomplished. So I'm very positive about this. Preppers out there, give me some tips. Anything that you have, throw it at me. I am ready to learn. So just to recap, we have the waffles. Now I ended up making 8 of the waffles. I'm gonna show you the waffle maker and where I got that, and one of my gadgets that I used in this video that is my favorite. We've got our smoothies here for mommy and daddy for the kids. I made 16 of the oatmeal breakfast muffins. Yum, yum, yum. These are so good. Try these in your meal prep if you haven't. And then I've got 2 of the Italian barbecue chicken meals. I have the slow cooker pork chop teriyaki. And then I have 3 prepped meatloaf. So it is a great week. I can't wait to see what I find next week. I'm going to link all of the recipes in the description box below. All right, and I told you guys I was going to show you some of my favorite things in this video. One is this collapsible measure. It comes in a 1/4 cup, 1/3 of a cup, a 1/2 a cup, and a cup. This is from BRANDLESS. This is great. You know, one of my issues in the kitchen is having space for things, so this is nice for storage. And I'm going to go ahead and link BRANDLESS. If you're interested in eating organic or gluten-free, they have amazing products for $3 and under, so check them out. And then the waffle maker that I used, I grabbed from Amazon. It's only a 2 waffle maker, but I am, like I said, crushed for space. And since I'm not doing like a monthly meal plan, I don't need to make a ton. Check out the storage for this. It's super great for storage. So if you want a waffle maker but just don't have the space, check this one out.